Dun 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 dun. Dun. Everybody, Scratch Off Ticket Man here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Got a couple Scratch Off tickets here. Start off the week. We got Crossword, 50 grand. That sounds like a plan. And then taking the place of Cash for Life, $1,000 a week. That'd be sweet. We got Jaws. Who will be next? So I was at the store, and I was thinking, when was Shark Week? Shark Week was actually last week. So maybe this is kind of Scratch Off Ticket Man Shark Week extended. We'll go from there. Let's get started. Hopefully everyone's had a good weekend. I can move this so we can actually see it. Let me decent with the camera work here. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Not to go into politics, but last weekend someone tried to remove somebody from the U.S. election running, and then this weekend Mr. Joe Biden decided to stop running for U.S. election. So I'm surprised and not surprised, but more not surprised than surprised. Kind of like when Trump was convicted of like a bajillion felonies. I was surprised and not surprised, but also more not surprised than surprised at all of that stuff. But anyways, getting on with the idea of Biden dropping out, people were calling for it after the debate, and I'm not saying that I thought the debate went bad, but like some people just don't do good public speaking at times. I get that. But at the same time, when you start putting a bunch of stuff on paper, just the idea, the circumstances, his age, we get older, we start slowing down. And that's definitely one of those things. We're not as quick cognitively speaking. So it's one of those, there's a bunch of things there that it's like, not that I can give him a pass on everything, but just there's a few things in there where it's like, you know what? Are we marking this guy a little too hard on the curve here? Maybe not. But anyways, it just they decided to step down. I saw also, not to go too far into a tangent on this, because I got feelings on this one too. But just the idea is, it mentioned that he had get diagnosed with COVID again. And he's sick. And it's like, it's hard to tell if COVID's like still serious, or if it's like not as serious anymore. Because I know people that they got pretty sick with it, and definitely their families had some serious issues and lost people and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that it wasn't serious sort of thing, but when you walk by a hospital and like you don't see anyone wearing a mask anymore, you're like, well, that's like the place to for sure be wearing a mask if it's if COVID's like a real thing. So I'm a big believer. It's not what people say, it's what people do. And when you see what people are doing there in their own hospital, when your own doctors and nurses and stuff aren't wearing any masks, you're like, well, how serious is this sort of thing? So anyways, no, hopefully he recovers. Like, no one wants to get sick and pass away from anything when it gets down to it. But on the COVID thing, like, I know that was a few years ago now, but it's just one of those things. If you live in I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent rant here, a bit of a social rant here, but just the idea with a few years ago, if you lived in a major city, like, you kind of know some of the usual suspects as far as the people who are, displaced. Displaced, they don't really have a home sort of thing, or maybe they're full-time homeless. Like that's a thing. Like, let's just call it what it is. It can be a thing too. It can be an occupation. It can be a job. But yeah, the idea was some people that were displaced and homeless people in the neighborhoods, and it's like COVID kind of went around them. I was like, was COVID just like a rich person illness? Because they're like, don't go to the airport, don't go to sports, don't go to the gym. Meanwhile, like, the homeless people, they seem to be kind of skate around it. And I just always thought that was kind of interesting, because like, they're still there. Or maybe they know something else. Maybe their immune system is just so tough. It's just battle worn. I'm being out there on the street. But who knows? Anyway, I'm not trying to say like I try to take in everybody out, but it just seemed like these obvious things, like everyone's washing their hands 90 times a day and using just gallons and or liters of hand sanitizer, and it's like, okay, apparently if you don't wash your hands and you have a diet of coffee and cigarettes and whatever you can get your hands on, literally, you seem to be okay. It just seems a little suspect. A little bit of suspect with some of the stuff that was going on there. Anyway, back to the U.S. election thing. I don't want it to be all too political, but it's impossible not to right now, because it's the best show on TV. The writers from it, it's crazy what's going on. But yeah, Biden dropping out, and then you're like, oh, who's going to be next? Who are they going to bring up? Who are they going to nominate? Because only 4 months away. Who's popular enough that they can put their name onto the ballot in November? Like, of course, Kamala Harris. And it's like not a surprise, but it's also like I feel like nobody's even heard from her in probably like a year, maybe. You'll go on about Trump's wife. No one's heard from her, but it's like the vice president. No one's heard from her either. And all of a sudden, she's like just pops out of nowhere. Like, yeah, I'll run. I'll do it. I'll be the thing. I'll do the thing. So I'm really curious to see how this works out because definitely there's some hot button topics in the states between, women's rights. I consider the idea, choice. I consider that healthcare. I consider that a healthcare concern down in the states, and healthcare is kind of funny in the states. I don't know. I'm Canadian up here. It is what it is. But the idea. I'm curious to see how that plays in because that's like a definite curveball. It's one thing to have two dudes talking about, women's reproductive rights and stuff like that in their bodies, and it's one thing to have another doing like running in from the back, being like, "Hey, if we're going to be talking about women's rights, let's hear from a woman here about all this stuff." So I'm curious to see how that goes down. I really, really hope they do a debate. I really hope they do a debate. I think it's going to be something. It's going to be something to have. Just especially how Trump's talked about women, like openly just trying to trash people and talk down to them and just really dig at people. I'm curious to see what happens if he does do a debate. It's mano a mano against Kamala Harris. It's against. So it's exciting. It's exciting politics. I think it's unfortunate that these are actually people's lives that they're kind of toying with right now. Oh, look at this. If you know what we're looking at, you know what you're seeing. But just the idea, like they're kind of making it seem like it's not like a big deal. The election, that the fact that they're not really letting people decide who they want to run for, the two different parties down there, basically. They kind of just shoved one in your face, like, oh, we're going with this guy. Until they're like, yo, we can't go with that guy. Kind of like you're going on like a road trip. You're like, yeah, we'll take my car. And you look at the car and you're like, maybe we should not take that car. That car does not look like it's in the best shape to be on the road with, sort of thing. So it's just curious to see how that goes down. All right, I think we got to everything. I knew we weren't getting an R. I didn't want to say it, but when I saw a racer, I was like, we're not getting an R. It's not happening. Error would have been nice. That would have given us 3 words because we did get weak over here. Yeah, Barry not getting that. Oh, do we have a T? I don't think we did. R's there. There's got to be some type of, not say rhythm, but some type of pattern to these. Oh, did we get Sonic? No, we didn't get Sonic. It felt pretty good though. This felt like a good. For starting off on a Monday, this felt like a good scratch. Or if we had a G, we would have got Village and Amigo. Amigo would have felt good. I would have felt good about that one. Reminder, like and subscribe if you want to help support the channel. Moving on here, we got Jaws who will be next. So I saw this one. It was sitting in the tray with all the cards there, and I was like, Jaws looks pretty good. Sometimes it just speaks to you. It's a little bit pricey. It's pricey. The Cash for Life is $4. This is $5. That's okay. We'll figure this out. We'll just eat a little bit less this week. But yeah, I was like, when was Shark Week? Shark Week was last week. I thought that was pretty crazy. I guess we scratch off these five numbers here. And then we scratch off the rest of them. So we're going to take a break from Cash for Life. Top price for this one is $100,000. That sounds like a plan. Don't have a different line for that one. In case you've been following along. So again, 18 to 24, 41, 13. Let's go. Oh, I'm not going to scratch off the bottom part because that's going to just toy with my emotions if I know that I could have got $5,000. But yeah, the U.S. is just, I don't want to say it's entertainment again because it's like real people's lives. If you're rich, it probably doesn't matter too much who kind of gets in. Maybe a little bit on the taxes. That being said, it's like if you make enough money, you kind of just don't have to pay taxes. There's ways around it, apparently, between companies and how you kind of move your money around, stuff like that. So, but everybody else, when they're trying to, get health care and, get better education in the area, or toying with us right now. It's 43, 44. But yeah, it's just interesting. It's interesting how you can try to overthrow the government and you can run for president again. Everyone's like, well, dumb's the rules. Dumb's the rules. I think that's funny. I think it's more, if in case you get the reference, I think it's more, or it's less funny, haha, and more funny, strange. All right, not seeing anything on these ones, although the 100 gram was sneaking under 47, and that would have been pretty sweet. Yep, looking like nothing. Okay, so if we just scratch these ones, if we get them, then we get, 2 stars. Can we do this? Can we do this? The 2-star fish. 3-star fish. Oh, the fishing rod. Oh, not even a fish. It's just a fishing rod. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I'll take that on a Monday. All right. Well, that was Jaws. Who will be next? We got Jaws all week this week. We got Shaw Week here on Scratch Our Ticket, man. I went for it. I got 5 of them for the week. It's going to be awesome. Well, hopefully everyone had a good weekend. And exciting down in the U.S. like usual. But it was a good week. I'll see you in the next one. Good luck out there.